Welcome back to you, baby dolls. I am still under attack from the Matrix, but what the Matrix doesn't know is our lollipops are still here. We're going to be doom scrolling Twitteroonies. Still going to go out there and make it. Check it out right here, friends. We have an unidentified dude here. My meme edit of him playing Sell the Top. I call him a Generation A quant. So this must be like a little Ranga fat kid who could be on Soylana, friends. This is probably what we're going to see as the bull market progresses. More normie kids. Shout out to all the Rangas out there. I love Rangas. When we progress the bull market, we're going to get like a lot of normies out here. And then remember, people are clicking buttons, so they don't really understand what a rug is, you know? Rugs have like an emotional tie right now in crypto because you're like, oh my gosh, I literally lost my savings. That really, really, really hurts. But when new people coming in, they go to the JP Mosquito type of banking cabal approaches to things where they go, well, I'm going to scam you and there's nothing you can do about it. That's JPEG coins. That's the Soylana stuff. But don't forget, there's going to be those types of illicit activities in other coins as well. So that's probably the most important thing. It doesn't really matter which chain you're on as well. Okay. So Soylana and PUI, friends, PulseChain. We finished developing our contracts on Soylana and PUI. This is Liberty Swap Finance. This is awesome. Building bridges for PulseChain. We are now increasing, I guess, the activity and the bridging and the liquidity ramps and everything out here. But we still need all the people to come in, and they're going to come in when Ethereum's like literally $4,000 plus, because then they realize, oh crap, should have been doing something for the past 4.5 years and not laughing and all these copers with their helicopter hats getting attacked by the Matrix, right? Remember, no one wants to be first, everybody wants to be second, and no one wants to be last. SIR, which is Strategic Ethereum Reserve, is growing. Now tracking market cap, MNAV, ETH per share. Well done to Fabda as well. He does include PulseChain as well, but these are companies. I think it's just to distinguish between the Bitcoin treasury companies and stuff out here. So this is it out here. You can see Sharp Stink. You can have Shit Digital. You have Interchains, Moss, Ethereum. That's funny. Is it Kate Moss? I'd like to see you again. So we're going to probably see more companies add Ethereum to their treasury, same way they do BTC. What for? We don't know. Ponzi pumping. You know, it's a bull market. You know what I mean? Throw it on there. Let's see what happens. That's what we're here for. Okay, Strategic Ethereum Reserve. Alex, Satoshi and Michael Saylor broke the fiat currency system. Satoshi 0 to 1. Saylor 1 to infinity. So what does he mean by that? Satoshi 0 to 1, as in we went from not having Bitcoin to having Bitcoin, you know, 0 to 1 moment. And then so Michael Saylor is the 1 to infinity, as in he's going to borrow an infinite amount of BTC, borrow an infinite amount of US dollars, which means shorting it pretty much effectively to go crank up the BTC price. So look, here's the thing, friends. You can't put Bitcoin back in the hat, but the leverage part, they're probably going to wind it down in the next bear market, bro. You know someone's going to take it too far. You know it is. And personally, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play some Puppy G music. I do believe there will be a point where the US bonds actually sell off because of Bitcoin. Okay? Something's going to spook the US government. Not now. Hopefully not now. But I mean, like somewhere in the next bear market where, you know, like a big amount of bonds are sold, and it's got something to do with Bitcoin. And then it's going to be the government, US government, it's their scare shot. They go, wait a minute, you're telling me the Bitcoin thing actually makes our bonds go down? But that's our infinite money printer. That's how we spend money. That's our treasury. And then they're going to be like, oh, we're going to have to put a stop to this Bitcoin and this treasury. Hopefully that's next bear market stuff out here. Mario, Bezos owned Washington Post tells unhappy staff to get out. His memo pushed staff to consider the latest buyout package and said only those aligned with his paper shift. So Washington Post lied about the disaster relief. So remember, friends, this bull market is yeah, it's quite young, I hope, but it's not going to last forever. Don't waste your time reading about politics and other new. It's all junk. There's no edge there. There's no alpha there. Leave it for the normies. You know what I mean? Leave it for the normies. They think their opinion matters. We know better than that. Here we have Whale FUD. Minting USDM stablecoins yourself is incredibly easy. So we have more stablecoin super cycle. USDM is growing and currently the largest stablecoin on Cordanzo. Interesting. More stablecoin super cycle stuff. So I wonder if they paid him for that. So stablecoins, I know they're boring, except PDI, but why they're important is it just basically lets everyone see that, oh, I can earn yield on my $1 thing, and it lets pretty much, it starts off the spark there for everyone out here. Kyle Chassé, shout out to Kylie Boo. Fun fact, Germany's decision to sell 50,000 Bitcoin at 54K has cost the government $3 billion in missed profits. Well done. So remember I said, friends, it's really just a dent in their treasury, but it's going to make them FOMO. That's the best part. Because, friends, there's a lot of, all the greenies and the vegans will come out and you can just tell them, hey, if they never sold the Bitcoin, they could be saving all those turtles. Germany's got a lot of native turtles. We've got to save all of those from the burning trees. All the turtles need to be saved. They could have been saved if you had Bitcoin on the balance sheet. I know it's funny and it's a joke right now, but it's true, friends. All these people, they think, oh my gosh, we could have money to do that. Not that the government ever would. This is what we want, to create FOMO. The majority of participants go to zero on a series of highly plus EV trades due to improper sizing. Very interesting. That's insane. Wow. It's pretty much saying you can have great edge, but most people don't size themselves correctly. So they probably risk more than 1% or 2% per punt. And they go too hard on certain trades. Very interesting to see that type of stat out here. And they actually have these stats. So this is quite interesting for day trading. What makes it even more harder, right? Even more out here. The problem, a game can offer a seemingly generous 25% average return on each press, yet most participants can still lose money because of the nature of multiplicative betting and the divergence between the mean and the median outcome. So this is pretty much what it looks like. So that's the same thing with trading and edges and things over time. Yeah, if you size yourself once, it's pretty much going on tilt, man. That's why you get wrecked, man. That's why spot altcoins is the best. Here we have some bull plans. The bull plan. Go betting on the last bull cycle leg, which I think will be more favorable for altcoins. So, wow, more squiggly lines. I've never seen them before. This one goes down and this one goes up. Wow, I never knew you could do that. Squiggly lines on a chart. We'll see. Shout out to MEOWTH from PulseChain, PulseChain. That's awesome out here. UFO Mania. In Estonia, we have a 10,000-year-old glacier boulder to be protected. Very interesting. 10,000 years old. Almost as long as we've been waiting for our freaking Altseason. Oh, this is so cool, man. Who made this? Look how cute that Ditto is, man. Ditto with the whoa. Is this in AI? Wow. That is really... Look how cute that is, man. Oh my gosh. How'd you guys make that? That is so cute. Look at this cute Ditto. He's just standing there. It's Ken. He's got the Ken haircut. Ditto's so cute, man. So shout out to everyone out there. PulseChain, we're going to make it, friends. It's just, we need math. $4,000 math is what we want to see. Check this out. MV Global. Leading crypto allocators to gauge how much sentiment has shifted since October 2024. The Ethereum forecasts remain wide-ranging. 28% of people expect Ethereum to peak at $3,000 to $4,000. 26% believe it will exceed $7,500. Very interesting. Who are these cucks that are in 3 to 4K? You know who they are, friends? Soy. It's actually true. Most people in Soylana don't think Ethereum's going to break its all-time high. It's very interesting that they are thinking that. It makes me very bullish. I'm like, whoa. There are people actually think Ethereum will never go up. Whoa. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. Let's check this out, friends. This is very interesting. I'm glad I found this. Here are the expectations. Look at this. What's your expectation for the BTC top this cycle? 100 to 150K, 45%. 150 to 200K, 29%. Interesting. So 29% of people believe towards the 200K. 10% of people believe higher than 200K. Wow. Okay. Very interesting. And when do you think it'll peak? Most people are expecting second half of the year. See? So you can deduce by this. So I guess that's what everyone expects. In the second half of this year, Bitcoin is peaking between 100 to 200. And that's pretty much it. Let's check MEOWTH. MEOWTH out here. What is your expectation for the cycle top? Wow. A third of people think 3 to 5K. Only 17% of people believe $9,000 plus. Wow. That's wild, man. People are quite bearish. Interesting. I didn't think you'd be that bearish. Let's play some Pumpy G music. Interesting. Might have to repeg my nipples. Wow. That's quite insane. You guys are that bearish? What's your expectation for soy this cycle? $600 plus, 30%. Oh, I can see a problem with this. Can you see it? Did you see that? Let me show you again. For soy, the highest target has the most number of votes. Wow. Whereas in Bitcoin and Ethereum, they don't. They have the lowest number of votes. Friends, I'm going to have to tweak my nipples right now, live. And I'm going to get the lollipop out again, okay? You're telling me Ethereum is consensus, Udi? Really? Really? You're a Soylana Maxi, or the other people out there. You're trying to tell me Ethereum's consensus? Bro, the polls literally have Soylana has the highest percentage of expectations in the highest price target given. $600 plus. Whereas Ethereum and Bitcoin, especially Ethereum, look at this. No one thinks Ethereum's pretty much gone to 1 trillion market cap. Wow. That's big, man. That's actually, I'm quite shocked, friends, actually, to see this. I'm actually like, whoa. Like, right in front of our faces. You saw it here live. Wow. It's very interesting that people are, like, really just confirming everything I've been saying. They're long soy and they're short meth. I think it's now appropriate for us to have a peek at the SOL-ETH ratio, the soy-ETH. Look at this, friends. It's ticking down. Very interesting. How are you ticking down as Bitcoin's making new highs? All right, it's because it's priced in, Habib. That's why. Isn't it funny? It's ticking down with the Soylana ETF coming out around the corner. The market's smarter than that, bro. You can't just game it. Everyone's sat there judging Ethereum, thinking they're better than Ethereum and stuff out here. Well, like I say, man, let's do a mouth DNA test right now. Right now, we'll do a mouth DNA test. I guarantee all of you will have foot gum juice, residual toe tar from all the LA vape cabal. Shout out to my baby doll friend, Mr. Taylor Kennedy. More opportunity accumulating at the bottom of the chart or the top. Interesting. Other founders can't beat the SEC. Richard Hart did. Yes, he did, sir. Time to crank it. Check this out. Very interesting as well. I'm only holding like 3 positions, and I'm going to hodl for like a month if things go well. Go out and slay this market, queens. Friends, isn't that funny? We've been holding for 4 years. And then this gentle friend, could be a girl, could be a tranny, you don't know these days. This person is bragging about holding for a month. They're like, yo, 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 yo. I'm so convicted, I'm going to hold for 0.1 years. Whoa. It's actually 0.08. Whoa. You wonder why most people don't make it. This person's literally bragging because no one holds for a month. No one holds for a month. They held for like 3 days, 6 days, 2 days, 1 day, 6 hours. They believe in nothing. They skip leg day, too much soy, sucking on the toes of the LA vape cabal. Here's Kyle. It's time to bring this back. This is all you need to know for on-chain trading. Here you go. Buy momentum, sell overvalued, buy undervalued, fundamental value. God bless you, bro. We all know that's a bunch of BS. You know what I mean? Like, where's the high? You know, it's relative. You only know it's the high after it reverses down. Where's the low? You only know it's the low after it reverses up. It's the same thing. Cointelegraph. Bitcoin's decisive break above $118,000 has flipped the risk-on switch for crypto, and traders are now watching if altcoins such as meth, soy, and extremely wrecked poop will follow this similar momentum. Wow. There you go. So you can tell some switch got flipped, okay? We just flipped it, and like we've been waiting, man. It's like second half of the year, bro. We're like so far back down, bro. We got a long, long, long way to go. Shout out to Sunny DeSoy. Bitcoin also breaks through the 100,000 euro mark today. Well done. So Bitcoin leading the charge. Hopefully we do see that classic rotation and Bitcoin dominance and everything out here. We'll see. Shout out to one of the most handsome traders in cryptocurrency, Antoine. Antoine, Handsome Finance. I trucked up, fam. I grew a perps trading account from $1,000 to $15,000 softly and securely. You know, some ladies like that. I know, I do from time to time. Then I trucked it up. Lost it all in one trade. I used emotions, gut feeling instead of data. Never trade the same way as the crypto Twitter timeline. Lessons learned again. Ash, this is literally the same thing I did. At least the rest of the portfolio is up. Yeah, man. So look how you know the bull market's coming and it's heating up. Everybody starts day trading. All right, everyone, literally everyone starts day trading. Okay, because what they do is they're not looking at weekly charts like you and me. You know, they're looking at daily and they're like, oh, this thing's up, then it stopped. Then this thing's up, then it stopped, then this thing's up, right? So they're seeing all these things go pop, 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 stop, pop, pop, and stop, pop, and stop. Okay, but they don't put weekly charts. They don't see that, oh yeah, this thing's up like, 1,300% in like 5 months, right? Which is 14x. They don't look at that. But what ends up happening is the crowd all come in and they all decide to day trade, and then we will get friends. Watch out in my Telegram. We're gonna have someone's gonna appear, and they will say, I don't know who it's gonna be. Okay, one of you is gonna say, hey, Sommi, I'm like a doctor, or a surgeon, or a nurse, squeaky chair maker, mechanic. I sell vacuums. I'm making money trading. I'm gonna quit my job and do this full time. Okay, we're gonna hear that. Okay, that's like stop. Happens every single cycle. Happened in 2017. Happened in 2021. Yeah, it's this phenomenon because everyone comes in and then they think that this excessive high amounts of volume and action. They don't know that it's running on time and there's a battery juice that's getting drained. They don't know that. But when it comes, it's very exciting for them. Happened in 2021. Actually, friends, some of you, I forgot which one of you baby dolls in my Telegram. You guys, one of you were making money trading NFTs last cycle. I think one of you quit your job. I forgot if you just told me or you was thinking about quitting your job and then it just stopped. So that's what happened, friends. It's a good sign of market euphoria, but like you're gonna see more of that out here. It's just that people are inexperienced and they don't know. But that's what you want, man. You really do. You want to see that because it means that there's plenty of juice left for us. Check this out, Aporia. Most people lose not because they're wrong, but because they size their bets like they can't be. As in, you can't be wrong. Like I say, friends, if you're in spot altcoins, just learn from the PDI experience, bro. It went to zero. Went to zero for the second time. Thank God you can't do leverage on it. Imagine you could do leverage on it. Oh my gosh. Even if your leverage is 10%, you'd be wiped, okay? Leverage is dangerous. It's crypto, man. It trades on the margin, super thin. So you learn from that, okay? That's why other people say, but this coin isn't going to go up as much. Okay, bro, try harder. Not my problem. You're going to get liquidated somewhere. You're going to get wrecked somewhere. And because that's what they do, friends. They go, Bitcoin, I want a bit more leverage. XRP, I want a bit more leverage. It's only going to do 4x to the top. I want a bit more leverage. XRP, actually, everyone's got a $500 target. But you get the point with a lot of the coins. So you can mitigate that, but it's easier said than done. Find higher asymmetry. Find bigger upside stuff. But no one wants to do that because that means you got to find stuff like PDI where like everyone thinks the thing's dead. The founder's pooping on it. They're so rare. I'm telling you, friends, they're so rare. That's why when they come, you could take advantage of it. Not financial advice. I'm telling you, they're rare, man. They're so rare. You can literally count them on your hands. All right? You and I are still going to make it with the power of the peg. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you in the next one.